Thank you very much. Thank you guys for hanging out. This is a long concert night. Feels like a jazz club, right? We're just going to go all night here, just so you know. No, we appreciate you hanging with us. What a great treat it is tonight. And what a great treat it was for me earlier just to sit out at the table and be an audience member. You know, in the last 15 years since the Jazz Lab has opened, I've worn a lot of different hats over here. One of those hats is being the sound engineer, dealing with all the sound, dealing with all the recording, all the logistics of that. And we've got a lot of people that are doing a fantastic job with that tonight. So I want to acknowledge Brian Mitchell, who's up in the recording studio right now. So a hand for Brian Mitchell, who's been overseeing all that. And does a good job. And also Chase Gulliver and Colton Dean that have been helping us with sound online. Those guys are invaluable to us. So thank you. And then also I just want to say what an incredible pleasure it is to hear all the other bands and hear the dedication of all of our students and the guys that have been working with them. So a hand for all the other groups this evening as well. So in 2011, we had Donny McCaslin here, and I had learned about his music from one of my former students, Jared Cathy, who came to a lesson one day and said, "You really need to check this guy out." And I did, and the more I listened, the more I fell in love with his playing and his sound, his concept, and then, you know, to watch his career and his influence on modern music is just, there's not really words that can describe. And he's continuing to evolve and change as an artist, and I know that he'll be continuing to influence the direction of this music for a long time to come. And it's just a great pleasure to have him. So please help me welcome back to the stage Mr. Donny McCaslin.
So this next tune is a song of mine, and it's dedicated to one group and one person who I think are amazing musicians. And the person is Christian McBride. I don't know if you've ever heard him. He's an amazing bass player. I mean, seriously amazing. And yeah, just I guess he's a peer of mine, but I really admire him a lot. I've played with him a few times, and it's really just like a jolt of electricity when you play with him. He's just so like present and amazing. So this is for him. There's a tune of his, I heard his band, his electric band play. I think it's called Telecolor Nightmare or something. Technicolor Nightmare. But it was super funky, you know. I remember hearing it at the Monterey Jazz Festival years ago, and I was like, man, I want to write a tune like that, you know. So that was part of the influence. And the other one is Led Zeppelin, who I love, and especially that record that Black Dog is on. So this tune is kind of coming from those two influences. It's going to feature the one and only Ray on electric bass. got a little crazy there. Thank you for hanging with me. Thank you for your patience. You'd be like, man, what are they teaching these kids at UCO? What's going on there, man? A little rock, a little funk. What's going on? Okay, thanks. Yeah, I've just got these effects pedals like a week ago. So I'm starting using this. It's fun. It like introduces all these other options, you know, for improvisatory exploration, as it were. Anyways, speaking of improvising, we're gonna feature on the intro of this new one, this next one, we're gonna feature Logan, who was like 5 last time I was here. Okay, he wasn't really 5. But he was like, you know, yeah, playing a little saxophone, you know, dabbling in it, you know. And now he's like, you know, I am shedding 20 hours a day. No pressure. So there's a certain sort of, you know, obsessive quality about what we do, and part of it's beautiful, I have to say, just the dedication to art and music. Anyway, let's just let Logan play. So this is a tune of mine. This is called Fast Future. It's from a few years ago, and this is a large ensemble version. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Tony Burrell on the alto saxophone. And Tony, whose last name I don't know, on drums. Tony! Romano. So like in Brooklyn, Tony, hey Tony, how you doing? Tony Romano, how you doing? Yeah, that was great. Tony's like in this band by night, but like during the day he's working at middle school, right? Yeah, he said, you just took over the music program, didn't you?
Oh, the band.
Okay. The jazz band. Yeah, so Tony's, yeah, you're doing it, man. Awesome. So this next tune it's another original, and this is titled by my daughter. And sometimes, writing music is difficult. Sometimes it's easy, but harder than that for me is naming songs. It's the hardest thing ever. So I figured child labor would be the way to go. It's a joke, but my daughter is really loves reading, and she loves language a lot, and so we started a couple years ago just listening to things that she would say and seeing if they might be suggestions for song titles. And this came. Do you remember when Frozen was really a big deal? So yeah, we were right in that wheelhouse. Like she was deep in the Frozen thing. And this is a few years ago, and I was in need of some song titles. So it could have gone a lot of different directions, right? It could have been like Elsa's Dream, Anna and Elsa Rock, but it didn't. She came up with one that I thought was really great. It's called Midnight Light. So that's the name of this song, named by my daughter, Donny McCaslin, who's now 8 years old, and has passed through, I think, the Disney phase, which I'm thankful for. Not that there's anything wrong with Disney, but I'm talking about in terms of female role models. I was really happy that Anna Elsa was like a girl power situation. I wasn't into the whole like knight, prince in shining armor, like saving the day. Like who needs that? Well, Moana, right? Exactly. So I was happy to see. I should just stop talking. But no, as a father, I need a little break from all that blowing. No, but as a father, it's just I have a different perspective now. And I guess I'm so happy to see her like just being self-sufficient and not relying on Prince Charming to come save the day. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So, my son, on the other hand, is 5. Can I tell you a quick story about him? Okay. This is like the jazz bully pulpit, by the way. Like just playing. But he's 5 now, but at the time he was 2, and we were dropping, New York City, it's like January 14th, it's like 5 degrees, and I'm driving my wife to work and my daughter to preschool, and my son is with me, and we're in the car, and we drive from Brooklyn to Manhattan, about 25 minutes, we let them off, and my son is kind of sleeping, so it just so happens that there's a radio show devoted to the music of Charlie Parker every morning, and just at that time. So I turn it on, and it's like, it's like super burning bird, and my son's like, no. No bebop, Daddy. He's like 2.5. He's like, I want Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's. All right, the kid's got a little moxie, okay, put in Sgt. Pepper, everything's cool. So literally, 1 week later, it's a similar scenario. It's really cold. I've been up late at a gig, but I want to show solidarity with my wife. And I drive her, at like 7:30 in the morning into the city again with my daughter going to school. And this time, Henry is like definitely asleep. Like he's sleeping. We drop him off, and we start driving, and I turn on the radio, and it's Cherokee. This iconic, Charlie Parker, Dizzy Gillespie, and it's like, it's the classic version, and it's amazing. And then I hear Henry, no, Dad, no. like mad at me. No bebop, Daddy. I want Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's. Like, he remembered from a week ago, and he was mad at me for not remembering. And like, anyway. My son's another story, but we're working on it. We're working on it, you know. It's like he's into kids bop now, which is okay. But it's like, dude, come on, Charlie Parker. And then here's the other thing. Okay, I'll stop after this. But then we're playing trains. Do you know Thomas the Tank Engine? Right? Sir Topham Hatt. You know, we're in there. So we're in the train room. Again, I've been up. I'm a jazz musician. I was up till 2:30 in the morning. 7:45 a.m. My wife and daughter took the train. So it's just the two of us. So I'm lying there on the floor, and I'm just, you know, it's a little boring sometimes. Playing trains, I mean, it's great, but it's, you know. So we're in it, I'm like, okay, I just lean over to the radio and I turn on the jazz station. Guess what's playing? Blue Train by John Coltrane. I'm like, yes. Yes. And then Henry's like, Daddy, that's not train music. Turn it off. I'm like, hey, no, Henry, that's John Coltrane. The album's called Blue Train. Daddy, that's not train music. Anyway, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so this is Midnight Light. Thank you. Brother Edmond Oklahoma on the piano. Thanks. You know what I wanted to say is just that earlier I was talking about what a special place this is and how great it is that you guys have this, and what a great, every time I've been here just to see the community support for these concerts, it's awesome. It's awesome to be a part of it, to see all these young musicians learning in a supportive environment, and I have to say that just seeing the way that, you know, this program operates, the tradition that Brian inherited when he took over, and all that he's done to grow this program into one that is really serving the young musician, especially to meet the challenges and the opportunities that they will face this day and age when they get out of school, is tremendous. And I just want to recognize the great job that Brian Gorell is doing here. Yeah, Brian. He was playing little Rachmaninoff last night on the alto saxophone. Beautiful piano player, you know, knows his way around the studio. I mean, he's really a tremendous musician. We're so blessed to have him here, so, yeah. I also wanted to mention that I have a new record that's out, and it's been out for a few months, and it's sort of a continuation of the making of this experience of working with David Bowie and with my band, and it sort of transformed things for us, and so we made this record, and I kind of dedicated it to his memory, and it was very inspired by that experience and meeting a lot of his fans this past year as I've been touring around. It's been a real privilege for me. So that's here, it's called Beyond Now, and after the show I will be there with my Sharpie. I'm happy to sign CDs, I'm happy to say hello. I know it's been a long evening, so I will stop talking shortly. But we have one more tune. You guys are like, man, dude, I left the house at 6 p.m. What's going on here? This is like a jazz rave. That's what's going on. Woo! It's a jazz rave. That's what I'm talking about. You know, this next song is another one of mine, and it kind of exemplifies the spirit of my band at the moment, which is like, it's called Stadium Jazz. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.